Hello children, today I am going to start new topic of chapter 2, that is water. Children, as we all know that water is a very important renewable natural resource. Water is a very important renewable. It's a renewable natural resource. 3/4 of the Earth's surface. How much area? 3/4 of the Earth's surface is covered by water. That's why it is also known as watery planet, the water planet. Clear? 3/4 of the Earth's surface is covered by water, therefore it is also known as water planet. Children, the first life ever began on the water itself. It was the primitive oceans that life began almost 3.5 billion years back. Even today, ocean covers 2/3 of the Earth's surface and support a rich variety of plant and animal life. Children, ocean water is saline in nature. Ocean water is saline in nature. Saline in nature means it contains huge amount of salt. That's why it is not fit for human consumption. Ocean water is not fit for human consumption. We cannot utilize this water for domestic purpose because of the presence of salt. We cannot utilize it for any domestic purpose. Now children, fresh water accounts 2.7%. How much? 2.7% fresh water is available for us. Out of this 2.7%, 70% is in the form of ice sheets and glaciers. Ice sheets and glaciers. In Antarctica, Greenland and mountain regions. Now these are the regions which are inaccessible because of their extreme locations. They are inaccessible. So only 1% water. How much water? Only 1% of fresh water is available and fit for human consumption. Only 1% of fresh water is available to us for our consumption. And this 1% water is found in the form of groundwater, rivers, lakes, and water vapor, in the form of water vapor in atmosphere. Okay children, so this is how water is distributed on the earth. Now this fresh water is therefore the most precious substance on the earth, because no life is possible without water. We cannot survive without water. And the another important thing is we cannot increase or decrease the amount of water on the earth. Its total volume remains constant. The total volume of water remains constant. Its abundance only seems to vary because it is in constant motion. Water seems to be in abundance because it remains under constant motion through the water cycle. Now, what is water cycle? What is water cycle? It is a process by which water moves from land to atmosphere and again falling down in the form of rain on the ground, which is known as water cycle. Take water cycle. What is water cycle? It is a process through which water evaporates from the land, reaches in the atmosphere, and then again fall on the earth in the form of rain, in the form of snowfall. So there are three processes involved in this cycle. Number one is evaporation, condensation, and the third one is precipitation. Clear? Evaporation means when water changes into water vapor. This process is known as evaporation. When the sun's rays fall on the water bodies, water evaporate and reaches in the atmosphere. Condensation, when water vapor gets cooled and converted into drops of water in the atmosphere, then it is known as condensation. Precipitation, when the drops of water becomes too big in size, they fall on the earth in the form of rain, snowfall, sleet, etc. All these together known as precipitation. Now children, humans we use huge amount of water not only for drinking and washing but also in the process of production. So uses of water. Uses of water, we use it for drinking purpose, washing clothes, etc. Water is also used in industries in huge amount. Okay, water is also used to generate electricity. Water is also used to generate electricity. Huge amount of water is also utilized by agriculture sector. No crop can be grown without water. So these are the various uses of water, which makes it a very, very precious resource. Now children, there are some problems. Nowadays we are facing lot of problems as far as availability of water is concerned. Now there are some factors which are responsible for the shortage of waters. Factors responsible for shortage of water. First of all, ever increasing population. Ever increasing population. Ever increasing population means the demand of water is increasing day by day. Increasing demand of food. To fulfill the requirement of ever increasing population, food means different crops. To increase the production of different crops, we need huge amount of water. Industrialization. Industrialization. urbanization, are other important factors which are responsible for shortage of water. The sources of fresh water are drying up due to the excessive use for different purposes. Now children, there is a scarcity of water not only in India but in many regions of the world. Most of Africa, West Asia, South Asia, parts of Western USA, Northwest Mexico, parts of South America, and entire Australia are facing shortage of water. Now, apart from these factors, there are some more factors which are responsible for shortage of water. Variation in seasonal and annual distribution of water. Is also responsible for shortage of water. For example, India, which is a monsoon country. In India, monsoons are not regular. We cannot predict the nature of monsoons. Sometimes they cause very heavy rainfall, sometimes they give very less rainfall. Even the distribution of rainfall is not even in different parts of the country. At one hand, very heavy rainfall causes floods and havoc. On the other hand, many areas remain rainless and faces the problem of drought. Now children, how can we conserve the most precious resource on the earth? How can we conserve water resource? Conservation of water resources. How can we conserve water resources? So children, first of all, we must check over utilization of water resources. We should minimize the use, or we should use water in a planned way, in a systematic way, so that we can conserve it for the future generation. Secondly, industrial effluents, industries, they throw waste material directly without any treatment, which causes deterioration of water bodies. So discharge of untreated sewage. Second, minimizing the use of chemical fertilizers, pesticides, insecticides, etc. Third, because all these chemical fertilizers, pesticides, insecticides, all these pollute or contaminate underground water. Now, all these chemical fertilizers, pesticides, insecticides, they contain nitrates, metals, which are non-biodegradable, and ultimately they reach in our body through water. Water pollution can be checked. By treating effluents before releasing them from the factories into water bodies. Proper treatment of industrial waste before releasing it into the water bodies. So children, these are the ways by which we can reduce or conserve water resources. Apart from these, there are some more by planting more and more trees. By planting more and more trees. फॉरेस्ट और वेजिटेशन कवर स्लो द सरफेस रन ऑफ. सरफेस रन ऑफ से क्या मतलब है बेटा? व्हेन रेन फॉल्स, वाटर रशेस डाउन एंड अल्टीमेटली इट रीचेज इनटू ओशियंस. सो टू रिड्यूस दिस रन ऑफ, पानी गिरता है, बह के सीधा समुद्र में चला जाता है. इसको रोकने के लिए वी शुड प्लांट मोर एंड मोर ट्रीज सो दिस हेल्प इन स्लो डाउन द मूवमेंट ऑफ वाटर. Next is water harvesting. Water harvesting is another important step by which we can conserve and store water. Canals, construction of canals. But canals should be properly lined to minimize losses of water by seepage. Next, use of sprinklers. Use of sprinklers for irrigation can also reduce wastage of water. In dry regions, another step, in dry regions, drip or trickle irrigation. In dry regions, drip or trickle irrigation should be used. Clear? So that minimum amount of water can be used. Therefore, children, if we adopt all these measures, we can conserve water resources, the most precious resource of the earth. So children, this is all for today's class. We will meet again with the new topic, natural vegetation and wildlife.